What is shaking, everybody? Um, God damn it, Lou. Can I just see the show, please? I'm trying. You see it? Okay, well, at least nothing's changed. Not much, anyway. I'm taking Lou for a walk, and I just wanted to touch base with you guys. I haven't been on in, God, it's been over a month now. So I haven't been out very often. This is about the fifth or sixth walk that I've taken Lou on. So I mean, look, Lou doesn't care. Lou wants to go. She doesn't care about me letting you know what I've been up to, letting you know what's going on with the show, and she just does not care at all. Do you? No. So you'll probably hear her bark a little bit. We got dogs. We got walking by. As you can see, we got the ocean in the background. This is our little trail here in Alameda. That dude's moving right there. I mean, not really, but if I was moving that fast, I'd be like psyched right now if I was moving like that dude. I used to like make fun of those people, the hip swivelers, the guys that do, the girls that do the fast walk where they swivel their hips, and you're like, bro, come on, are we really doing the hip swiveling now? I might start doing the hip swiveling, maybe not, maybe not. I'm not. I haven't gone that far yet to be a hip swiveler. So anyway, let's get to it. So it was kind of abrupt. I'm sure many of you noticed that I just kind of dropped off the face of the earth there for a little bit, and that the law wasn't after me. I wasn't on the lam. It wasn't anything of that nature, of a nefarious nature. But what had happened was, those of you that remember, 9 years ago, I had an aortic dissection, which is where your aorta just kind of unravels. Not good. If your aorta unravels and you're not near or in a hospital, which luckily I was, then you're probably toast at that point. It's probably over. So I think that's what did in John Ritter. If you remember, I think that's his name from Three's Company. I think that's what that actually got him an aortic dissection. So anyway, I had that 9 years ago, and I knew at some point I probably have to have my aorta worked on, go in there and clean things up and do things. Because what happened was I had some other stuff that they needed to take care of, but because it was a life or death situation, they just wanted to make sure I was fine, take care of the aorta. We're good. Put a graft in. Good to go. We'll get back and get the other stuff when we need to. So fast forward 9 years. And you know me, I like to go for walks 4 or 5 miles a day, 4 or 5 days a week, get out and stay in shape. And I could not walk hardly toward the end. I mean, like I walked 50 yards, I was toast, just like gassed. It'd take me a half an hour to recover from a 50-yard walk. And then it got worse. And it was like getting up and going to the bedroom, getting up and going to the restroom, getting up and going to the fridge, and just coming back. And I just didn't want to move at all. I just wanted to lay there and be, because anything other than laying there, it took me forever to recover. And it was really, really, really hard. So I thought I might have had an arterial flutter, which is, I guess, a cousin, twice removed. I don't know how that works, to AFib. So I got that taken care of, and it wasn't that. And I was at Stanford, and the sleeping was awful. I'll let you know that. At 13 days, I got 9 hours sleep in 13 days, so it was miserable. When I tell you that 10 to 13 of my worst days on Earth have been in the last month, trust me, it's been a grind getting this thing taken care of. They couldn't figure out what it was. Couldn't figure out why I was having the problems. They thought it was the flutter, and it wasn't. Come to find out, the graft they put in 9 years ago was 70% torn away from the aorta. So the way they explained it to me, my heart was working twice as hard at all times and working at about 50% efficiency. So I had blood coming out of the aorta, pumping into my body, but it was also going back into the aorta. So it was fighting upstream. It's like an undercurrent, undertow, where it's just the water going out is fighting, trying to get out. So that's why I was just so gassed all the time. The blood wasn't getting to where it needed to get to. And it was, so anyway, so they figured it out, finally figured it out what it was. And I'd been carrying a ton of water weight on my person. In 4 days, they took 30 pounds of fluid off of me. You realize how much pissing that is? The word diuretic gives me the cold sweats right now. It's just the amount of urine coming from my body was just ungodly at all hours of the day too. I finally got him to lighten up a little bit and said, "Hey, can we lighten up on the diuretics at night, please, please, please?" I mean, literally, I think I cried when I was asking him because it was tough. So anyway, so we get to the point where my weight was down enough to where they could perform the surgery, do the surgery, get that done. And then I was in the hospital for like 4 days, 5 days after that. I think 3 weeks total. I was in the hospital, 2, 3 weeks, something like that. And then I got home and just been recuperating, trying to get out and, do things, whatever I can do as slowly as possible. I've just worked my way into walking. I'll probably go for a mile, mile and a half a day. Take some stops. Takes me a little longer than it used to. But yeah, that's where I've been. That's it. Just recovering from this thing and getting this thing taken care of. Although it's pretty cool. The valve they put in, the aorta, it's made from cow. So I believe I'm part bovine now, which is kind of sweet. And they said that next time, if anything happens, they can go in like with a catheter. Because I told them, I go, if we got to do the whole open me up again, I just call it. Just go ahead and call that. Because whatever plugs there are to pull at that point, I'll be pulling them if I have any strength whatsoever. Because I got to go through this again. That's just not something that that I have any interest in whatsoever. But I'm back. I feel good. I feel healthy. Getting there. Probably going to take another month or two before I'm completely like 100% or close to it. I'm going to start doing Warrior games fairly soon, so I'm looking forward to that. Been watching all these games from the sidelines, and watching the Warriors and watching my Wildcats, and getting caught up a little bit on college basketball. I've watched more college basketball in the last month than I probably have all year long. So watching that, getting ready for the baseball season. Although I did miss a lot when I was in the hospital. It was either I was watching all the sports shows. It's so mind numbing. It really is. Like when you're watching it, you're like, God, this is really stupid. Like 3 days of Bill Belichick, 3 days of people ranting and raving over whether Bill Belichick should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. I was like, hey, can I help you guys out? I can do this in like a minute for you. Yes, he should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. He was an asshole. Some people didn't like him. He cheated. He's also one of the greatest coaches of all time, and he'll get in. Did I miss anything? I think we're good. I think we're solid. Everybody kept saying you can't write the history of football without including Bill Belichick. I was like, people, he's getting in. They're not keeping him out forever. This isn't Barry Bonds. This isn't A-Rod. This isn't Roger Clemens. He's going to get in next time. Bill Belichick will be in the Hall of Fame. No one's going to try to write the history of football without mentioning Bill Belichick. So, but 3 days, like 3 days on that. It was like unbelievable. I was like, I can't. Where's guys' grocery games? Give me guys' grocery games, or give me Chopped. Chopped. Now that's the show. I was loving Chopped when I was in the hospital. Made me hungry, although I didn't have an appetite. But Chopped, that's a banger. Get a box, get your mystery ingredients, and then you just go to work, see what you can make out of it. So a lot of Chopped, a lot of guys' grocery games, a lot of Food Network. It was interesting. I wanted to watch the Food Network a lot when I was in the hospital, but I wasn't that hungry, and it didn't really appeal to me at the time. But whatever. And then I watched all the sports shows. So anyhow, we'll get into all that next week. Brent Jones is going to join me. Steve Kerr will join me. We'll get back to doing regular schedule broadcasts. Hopefully, Drew Amenda. We'll talk a little Olympic hockey, a little Macklin Celebrini. That was another one too that just I was like it took a minute. I get you need content and you stretch these things out, but people complaining about Olympic hockey being 3-on-3 in extras, like, well, we, those are the rules. Those have been the rules. We can complain about it now. Everyone knows it's gimmicky. No one that follows hockey thinks that's legitimate hockey. It's not legitimate hockey, but they do it during the regular season because they don't want these guys going 4 or 5 overtimes in the regular season. Why do you think they do it during the playoffs? Because it's meaningful in the playoffs, and they want to preserve the integrity of the sport during the playoffs. Do you think they'd put a guy on second base during the playoffs in baseball? Of course they wouldn't. It's as gimmicky as that. But the players want the games to end. They don't want to go forever. And in hockey, you could say, well, it's a gold medal game. I get that. And I get that the players fought to have this in the CBA. They wanted to be able to play international competition. It means a lot to them. And I think it means a lot for hockey. It grows the sport. People watch it. People totally get into it. Although I'll be curious, the Four Nations, how much bounce they had with the Four Nations, let's say 2 months after the Four Nations. I don't know. But I know everyone was into this. It was awesome to see the women and men win in OT, both 2-1. Oh, dagger for Canada. Like, when that's all you have is hockey and you just get daggered twice, that's rough. But anyway, back to the 3-on-3. John Cooper, the head coach of the Tampa Bay Lightning and Team Canada, said, it's not wrong. Yeah, we know. Nathan McKinnon said, who do you think the better team was? Although that wasn't the full quote. It'd be nice if these people put the full quote out there so you don't make someone look like an ass or if someone has sour grapes. But McKinnon was right. Canada was better for probably a period and a half or 2 periods. It doesn't matter. Hellebuck was out of his ass. That guy was on his head. That one save he had on Taves with the stick. I don't know how much skill that was. A little bit of luck involved. But anyway, those are the rules. Everybody knows the rules. 3-on-3, you win. It's a little gimmicky. That's just the way it is. You think Canada would have been complaining about 3-on-3 if they had won? No. And do you think the teams whose players are playing would be happy with 4 or 5 overtimes? No. Think the Sharks would be happy with Macklin Celebrini playing 4 overtimes? No. Think the Oilers would be happy with McDavid? But no. I mean, hell, Sidney Crosby's out for weeks. Nico Rantanen of the Dallas Stars, he's out. You don't have that much of the season left. And you got the Stanley Cup playoffs coming. And guess what? Team Canada, Team USA, they're not the one footing the bill for these players. All right? When they got the direct deposit, it says Sharks, Stars, Kings, Avalanche, whatever. It didn't say Team Canada or Team USA. Okay? So if I'm paying for this player, yeah, I'd like to have him healthy come playoff time. That would be nice. So yeah, for a lot of reasons, it's 3-on-3. Is it perfect? No, it's not perfect. But everyone knows the rules. Those are the rules. USA wins, and that's just the way it was. Last thing I'll say before I get out of here, and I'm glad I missed this. I'm glad I missed the Jonathan Kaminga trade to Atlanta. That's gone. I don't got to worry about that. Although I'm going to give you guys some advice, and I hope you'll take it. I really do. Let it go. Let it go. So I know you like Frozen, Lou. I know Lou's a big fan of Frozen. Don't do the hate watch. Don't start watching the Atlanta Hawks. And then when Jonathan Kaminga has a good game, you're like, oh, see, we shouldn't have traded him. Or if Jonathan Kaminga stinks, and you go, see, we should have traded him. You guys are crazy. Why'd you want to keep him? I just don't do that to yourself. He's gone. God, that's it. Jonathan Kaminga is no longer a Golden State Warrior. You did this with James Wiseman, and I forget how long you did it for. Way longer than you should have done it for. But you pull out a game. Look at that. Oh, the Warriors made a mistake in trading him. The Warriors should have done this. Seriously, let it go. Let it go. It's healthier. You're going to hang on to this. You're going to start watching shitty Hawks games. Who wants to watch Hawks games? No one wants to watch Hawks games. Hawks fans don't even want to watch Hawks games. And look, I hope Kaminga has a nice career. But it wasn't going to work here. I'll tell you that. But I know some of you have to prove that you were right. So you're going to watch Hawks games. But I'm trying to help you out here. I'm trying to help you. You don't need to follow Jonathan Kaminga unless you're just a Kaminga fan. But don't do it just to say I told you so. Don't be miserable. Don't be a miserable son of a bitch, all right? And don't try to use it as a way to lessen Steve Kerr's impact on this team and what he has meant to the 4 championships. I'm going to curse here in a minute, just because I have to get this off my chest. But anybody that thinks the Warriors won just because of the talent and point to that as the reason Steve Kerr won 4 championships with the Warriors was just because of the talent, let me refer you to Red Auerbach, to Pat Riley, to Greg Popovich, to Phil Jackson. All teams have talent, you dense motherfuckers. Okay? I try not to curse a lot, but you people kill me. You think you win championships without talent. It's about the players first and foremost. But the coaches are an integral part of tying everything together and making everybody not only compete, but everybody feel like what they're doing, whether it's scoring, rebounding, defending, hustling, is an integral part of helping them win. So there's a reason Phil Jackson has the championships he has. What does he have, like 10, 11? I think Pat Riley has 5. What does Auerbach have? 13. Steve has 4. Pop has 5 or 6. I mean, there's a reason that they have these, because they're good at what they do, and they have talent. If you don't have talent in the NBA, top-end talent, you're not winning championships. The only person that won a championship without what I considered top-end talent, which is like 2, at least 1, but probably 2 Hall of Famers, is Larry Brown with the Pistons. When you look at Rip Hamilton and Chauncey Billups, Ben Wallace, Rasheed, Prince. I mean, I think the only one on that team that may be a Hall of Famer is Ben Wallace. I think he's the only one. Go figure. You wouldn't have thought he was one. Maybe the Houston Rockets, but that's when Jordan took time off. And I doubt Houston would have been winning championships had Jordan not taken a couple years off. But they had a Keem, Hall of Famer, and then they had a good team around him. Scrappy, shot threes, Kenny Smith, Mario Elie, those guys. But most teams have 2 Hall of Famers. You got to have the talent. You got to have the players. So if you want to use an excuse, use an excuse. Don't use the excuse. Don't be that person. Don't be that special idiot that says, yeah, but look at the team he had. Because they all had good teams. They all had great players. I wish people could just absorb that. When you win a championship, you have good players because it's about the players more so than it is about the coach. Oh, and before I go, once again, don't do it to yourself. Stop watching Hawks games right now. Just don't. I mean, really, because the better Kaminga plays, the more angry you're going to get. He should have been here. It was Steve's fault. It was Dunleavy's fault. It was so-and-so's fault. God, we screwed it up. We could have had Kaminga. We got Kaminga. He could have been a Hall of Famer. He could have been the next guy for the Warriors. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do it to yourself. Do something else. Try to come up with something a little more productive than watching Hawks games and then complaining about Kaminga being on the Hawks. So anyway, I will be back Monday. I guess I'm back now. but in full. Be back Monday. I think we're gonna have Brent next Monday. We'll go over the draft. We'll go over the end of the season. I miss the complete end of NFL season. I mean, it's so, I don't know if it's funny, but it's like the busiest time of the year. Maybe the most fun time to do the shows is talk playoff football and out. I think I missed all of playoff football. I watched it. I was in the hospital watching it, and I retained most of it, I think. Maybe I didn't. I'm not sure. But we'll go over the Niners and what they need in the off season, and looking ahead to next year free agency. And basically, we're just going to bullshit and catch up. Is what we're going to do, which will be the same I do with Steve Kerr. We'll just bullshit and catch up and get his thoughts on the team as they head down the home stretch. I'm impressed with the Warriors, though. They play hard. They play and they play together. Guy Santos has played well. I've really enjoyed watching him play. You know, BP has been, a little up and down, but I think he's getting there. Melton's had some good games. They've just been fun to watch. They have. They're more fun with Steph, but they were fun to watch. They hang in games that you wouldn't think they'd hang in. You wouldn't think they'd beat Denver, and they beat the Nuggets. So anyway, we'll get into that. We'll talk about the Warriors and where they go and what his hopes are for the rest of the season. So it is good to be back. I'm so happy to be out and walking and doing some stuff, and can't wait to be back with you guys on Monday. We'll take comments and all kinds of stuff, but being that I'm out here, it's kind of hard to see the screen, and Lou's about ready to go anyway. You about ready to go? Let me see. You about ready? Let me see. Oh, you see. Let's see if you guys can see this. That little squirrel over there. She's locked in. I better get my hand on the leash here, because if she goes running, she ain't stopping until she catches it. Look at that. Hey. All right. It's getting boring now. There's a bunch of them out. Because the weather's great. Weather's like 70 today. It's awesome. Great walking weather. So everybody have a great weekend. I'm not even sure what's going on. And we'll have some, I got some fun Giant stuff for you too that we're going to do this year for the Giants. We have Drew Amenda talking hockey with me, and then Steve talks basketball with me, and Brent talks football with me. And we're going to have somebody on, hopefully, that can talk some baseball occasionally. Talk some Giants, but big picture baseball too. I want to get into the league this year and talk a little bit about what's going on around Major League Baseball throughout the year. So anyway, hope everybody has a great weekend. Enjoy yourselves, and we will talk again on Monday. See ya.
And remember this, Tommy T, cash and tickets is what it's all about.